new week, same bullshit.
No, don't touch me. No, don't fucking touch me. Don't. No.
Chrissy mad as shit, y'all.
She just said action. All we did was say.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. That's you're lying. you're lying.
Stop telling people my business.
I need to tell them the truth. Come on, Carrie Hilson.
Tell them the truth. That's my shit, yo. She's so dramatic. Hey, sidebar, yo. I know this older shit, this not news, but I'm so glad that her and Esther Dean put it out there, though. They hashed that shit out in public.
We kind of knew what was going on, though.
We kind of did, but at the same time, people didn't know for sure if it really was her, if it really was Esther Dean. Because I had no idea that really was her doing that and not her. But you couldn't have paid me to say the words if I was her. Especially when
I'm about to say, they still had other people in the background.
You engineer, you do
something.
Still,
yeah. They were still being puppeted no matter what.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. But anyhow.
Thank God that has passed. But I'm with Carrie, come on with the new album. Miss Carrie, baby. I need that whole No Boys Allowed. That was that shit. Do you hear me? I know you know how I felt about that album. That shit got me through freshman and sophomore year.
Hey, yo!
I used to rock with this world off the studio.
Stop it. They can hear you.
I'm just saying. Shout out to one of my old
niggas. Please don't tell me something. I don't want to see you.
Shout out to one of my old niggas. I think he might be married now. If he tried to. Welcome back, y'all. Hey. Welcome again to some of the funniest and prettiest bitches you know.
Period.
Cheers. Hold on, let's just. I was about to say I'm Anna. That's Chrissy.
I'm Anna. That's Chrissy. And together we be to each his own.
Welcome back to another week. Some more energy. Some more thoughts. Maybe some personal stories. Who knows? Who knows? Rewind. Come on, Carrie, slow down. So you know what, Carrie? I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that.
I'm sorry. When her and R. Kelly collabed, it may be blasphemous to y'all, but that is one of my favorite songs.
Blasphemy my ass. I'm still listening.
That's when her and R. Kelly killed that joint. But anyway.
And if y'all don't know, we talking about number one sex.
Yes.
This is number one. That we had it, girl. Ooh. You know they said R. Kelly singing for birthday parties from prison.
Yo.
Said, let me say that. Y'all better get December 9th ready. You hear me? Get it ready, bitch. Call the cell block.
No!
At 12 o'clock, midnight, I want to hear my mind telling me no. That's how I'm going to know y'all got him, for real. That's the song I want to hear. I'm going to know y'all got him for real. When at 12 o'clock midnight, on December 9th, that's what I hear on my phone.
I mean, honestly, can we be too mad at him? Because even criminals, even people that are wrong,
he got to get his money. They got to make money. He got to get his commissary. He need his noodles too.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He needs Chi-Chi. He needs
Chi-Chi feeling freaky.
Okay? He need the remix to his ignition. Do you hear me?
The mama rolling that body, got everything in it with it.
He need his
You know the only other person I know that like that song with me.
Okay? He's gonna be fed the fuck up and full the fuck up on penitentiary meals. He needs his commissary. Please and thank you. Thank you. Fuck you talking about? Like I said, call up R. Kelly for December. Ooh. I need a little step in the name of love.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Now I know
Mary, somebody's birthday tonight.
No.
See?
We want to cancel sidebar.
I'm not canceling. Call him and I want my motherfucking call. Do you hear me? I want to hear Robert Sylvester.
That name is crazy. Why did you do that, Miss Kelly? That man should not have been named Sylvester in the middle. Anyway, welcome back. We're going to start with what's going on.
I apologize if y'all don't like R. Kelly, but God bless you.
Yeah, y'all be all right. So, because he wrote like every song that you ever liked, especially even if you're one of those people who are easygoing, like listen to Maxwell, blah blah blah.
And I know it's somebody's birthday.
He wrote Maxwell's song
tonight that you're listening to this episode somewhere.
Yeah, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
so Pretty Wing,
Pretty Wings, Fortunate, my favorite, the staple. Wrote the shit. R. Kelly wrote the shit out that song. Thank you. Wow. So
what's going on in the streets, man?
Oh, I went past it. My fault.
Oh.
So, oh my goodness, World Whiskey Day, Chrissy. Yeah.
Shout out to Woodsville, Bullard, Jameson, all the world,
Angels Envy, Basil Hayden.
Shout out to Basil.
Basil, not Basil. She keep calling Basil.
Yes, shout out to Basil and them. Baby.
Yes.
All my whiskey drinkers, tip up your cup and throw your hands up.
Mm-hmm.
It is May 17th is World Whiskey Day. And let me tell you something. Recently, I've been more dedicated to finding whiskey bars or whiskey events.
We had one in Philly that we had to go
whiskey
to.
Tastings.
Actually,
I wonder if it's the same one that I found one like no.
Center City.
Mine was in the county. Okay, so we got two.
You was in the county? Really? Where at?
Let me double check. I got it written down.
I'm not going downtown. But anyway, yeah.
Yes. So all my whiskey lovers,
yeah.
Whiskey lovers.
Stop it, Chrissy. You alright?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. I'm just making
Shout
sure.
out to my whiskey lovers.
Open your eyes. Open.
They.
So, besides World Whiskey Day, which we love and adore, oh my goodness. So, honestly, okay, so basically, we could slide right on into this. So, because, whiskey, where there's whiskey, there's a party. Period. Especially with us. A new trend. There's a neighborhood. Word on the street is down in Maryland, they getting it.
Is this like the porch parties for like the what's that?
No, this is their entire neighborhood. Okay. Their entire neighborhood is doing stuff.
Tell me what's going on. Come on, tell me what's going on. What's going on?
Girl, DJs, food, line dancing. Everybody Porch got something going on, but they're going around the entire. It's a day of y'all going around the entire neighborhood.
So it's instead of being just on a block.
It's porch parties within the whole neighborhood, and they have like everybody just be in the street like just
so living their best life. It's a community block party, really, but literally the entire block is involved.
Listen.
It was actually my favorite theme block party. It was called Black to the Future, and it involved food and games that had a lot to do with.
So every porch has a different theme.
Who had her own muscadine farm, and baby, I had to buy me a bottle of muscadine.
You have to get that whole thing
about it. All night, and the line dancing was going the entire time.
They lit.
Everybody was dancing. Every time you answer a question right on Urban Trivia, you get a ticket to enter the raffle. Even the mailman joined the fun because he said he couldn't drive through the crowd to deliver mail and he ended up winning the raffle.
Come on, Mr. Mailman. That's your ass,
This last house even had a whole DJ in the backyard.
Look at
I'm not gonna lie, the last house outdid everybody. They had bartenders and they had waitresses walking around passing out on dirt.
Come on, house.
I think the DJ really set the tone for everyone. Everybody loved how he was mixing all the music and people were literally dancing all night. He was playing old school, new school, Caribbean music, reggae.
I like that.
Music, and everybody was just
you know what? If I lived in like a gated community, that would be perfect for her. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's already enclosed.
Well, by the size of the houses, you can tell this is an affluent neighborhood. I'm just saying.
Yeah, when I saw the
they had a whole band, a whole live band.
If I could literally, because if you can get a block to agree to a block party, you can get at least a half a block agreeable to do something and participate in something like that. no matter how big or small it is. Because it could just be, you know what, I don't want to invite anybody on my porch. We just going to, cook out. We might color our house, or decorate our house a certain color or theme, and that's all we going to have. We don't want anybody physically interacting kind of thing. Or we might just, maybe just give out a raffle ticket or something. But it's definitely ways for everybody to participate. I think that is so decent.
Yeah, shout out to Anise Smith for her commentary for her video. She more so captured all the black festivities, but she said, make no mistake, I'm glad I read the comments because it was like, it's a lot of white people who live in these neighborhoods too. She said, everybody outside and everybody live. I'm like, that's so decent.
I love it.
That's so decent. She was like, she was like, it just made me happy
to see
other black people living life and living it out loudly and having fun.
I like that.
And you like that trend?
I like
me too. It's the porch parties for me, niece.
I like it. I would love to. I wish you could. You know how you can rent a park for like I wish you could like rent a block.
Hey yo,
like rent a block.
Rent a whole block.
Or like, what if you did that in like a hotel or like an apartment building, like floor by floor, like or rent a whole floor out, and you can
it's
just.
What?
They don't rent them out, but there's certain apartments that you participate like floor by floor.
Yeah. And they'll do it. And that's exactly what I thought about too. Like, this is a casual version of that because it's not around any holiday or anything.
And to add, and let me just be clear, they have 2 pros a year, spring and fall. So there you go. I like it. That's the best months to do it. It's not too hot, not too cold. There you go. I don't know. Let me find out. Well, we must have missed the spring one because that was just recently. It was in April, so we gotta go to the fall one, girl. Let's make our way down to Maryland, girl. Come on, yes. My mom's so warm living in Maryland.
I'll be outside. I'll hit the road, Jack. I fuck around and I come back.
This was crazy though. This was crazy.
Yes, it was. So I actually did add this one to the list. So there was a woman who this happened a while ago. A woman unveiled a prison concept where inmates serve years in just minutes. So just listen to this, y'all, real quick. So yes, it was a concept that, give me 1 second, let me just read it to y'all real quick. A woman shared a revolutionary prison concept that would enable inmates to serve lengthy sentences in drastically reduced time, compressing the years of punishment into minutes. Kind of like putting them in the... Y'all remember the ride at amusement parks that used to spin? He was like kind of standing on the wall. Yeah, they would like spin. It kind of looks like that. It's kind of like invented something like that. They were going something like that. It would kind of spin, and they would serve their time literally in a matter of minutes. So the concept kind of reflects something like that. So just listen to what she said just really quickly. So here we go.
Coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the criminals is going to have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain. So this process is called cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient. They're going to try to change the person's brain chemistry. After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed. And they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members. You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes. But to the patient, it seemed like it had been years. So last year, the U.S. government spent $8.7 billion taxpayers' dollars on the prison. They say with this new prison, they can save money for health care, education. Also, they feel that it will be so many reformed people that doesn't commit crimes. Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think about this.
I think it's fucking stupid of you to spend $8.7 billion on that shit. That experimental shit. When you could have spent that shit on healthcare. and education. You could have split it down the middle and it would have did a big ass justice for the entire motherfucking country. 8.7 billion. You couldn't give 4.3 billion to healthcare and education? Are you kidding me? And who's to say that this experimental shit isn't going to affect them even worse than prison would? We don't know what the fuck is coming on the other side of that. You trying to put pain, you trying to put 30 years of pain into 7 minutes, the motherfuckers want to crumble on the table. Who y'all think y'all fucking fooling? Right, you really, you're signing up to be a scientific guinea pig at that point. I don't think that that's a good outcome. I really don't. I can't see me signing up to do 30 minutes of pain from the root and just signing my life over like that, and then you not even knowing what the after effects going to be, what the process is like, none of that. You mean to tell me I can feel 2 decades of pain in 7 minutes? I don't think nobody's body is going to make it through that. Who did y'all test? How did y'all test them? What was the control? What was the I need to know everything. I need to know all the ins and outs of this research and this experiment so I can make my own best judgment as a consenting or non-consenting adult. I'm sorry. Ain't no way in the fucking world. I just got so many questions when it comes to that shit. I don't know. I don't know if I would sign up for that. What y'all think? I would highly not recommend it to anybody. To just like send the people to us to nowhere.
I think it's a gateway to it's going to seep into just society in general. I think it's experimental.
And put people in another place.
With, like,
yeah. And keep us there.
Like this, people look at like prisoners like, oh, you know.
Once you got somebody
like
mentally, fuck the physical, you got somebody mentally, you good.
History repeats itself.
Yep.
It ain't the first time that they experimented on prisoners.
Yep.
So I do feel like this is just an easy way to like.
To the modern way.
Prisoners are the easiest people to experiment on because why?
Because they don't have any rights.
Right. And they're wards of the state.
A large population with no rights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we make up a large percentage of that population.
I didn't even go that far as to think that. I was thinking the opposite. What? In regards of them being experiments. I was like more so historical, like as far as the future. I didn't even think that far, but now that you say that, I absolutely do agree. Immediately, my head went exactly where you went. I got too many questions. This shit going take us too far left. Like, how do you know how far it's going to take you mentally? Your body not going to be able to survive it. My mind immediately went there.
Yeah,
I didn't even think as far as them trying to normally incorporate it into society as a normal culture kind of thing.
They would.
And even though that's pretty much what she was blatantly saying, like this is going to become a normal thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like this is the new way of controlling the prison society.
Niggas already walking around with glasses that do that.
Yeah. Yep.
They're living in our world and virtual reality at the same fucking time, all the time. You lying?
I'm so serious. I think it's something.
I need. He lucky Ray Charles and like tell him to go get Stevie Wonder and test him out, and see if Stevie Wonder will do it. If Stevie say it worked, then it worked. If Stevie don't say it worked, I don't believe him.
I feel like Stevie can see.
Leave my own boy alone. If Stevie don't say it worked, it don't work. I need that.
Are you done? You starting your shit. I thought we wasn't going there. It's alright though. I ain't mad at you. What's next on the what's going on list? Oh my God. Okay, so a 13-year-old boy and his parents are charged after he fatally shot his 14-year-old female schoolmate on the playground with a gun he found in their room. He told her, when I get out this bus, I'm going to kill you today. That's what he told her.
And he did it.
Oh my God.
He went
13 years old,
gun.
killed a 14-year-old.
Yep, he went and discovered a gun from his parents' luggage that was in their room. He shot her twice and then shot her again while she was on the ground. And then he went and tucked the gun back like nothing ever happened.
So they said the dad is 61 and the mom is 37 and the son is 13.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody gonna say, wow, that explains it all. But I'm just like, there's a big divide.
Yeah, it was a lot in the comments in regards to the parents' age. But I'm like, right now we're talking about a dead child. Yeah. Right now I'm not even worried about the parents' age. That's a whole nother story. But this dead child is the primary concern. Mm-hmm. And so they locked up both the parents and the children. Both parents and the child, excuse me. So yeah, Mr. 60-something-year-old and 30-something-year-old mom, yeah, they were arrested. And the victim's family felt the same way. They felt like this child shouldn't have had this easy access to this gun, so this child shouldn't take full accountability for their actions.
They're being charged.
But the parents are being charged too.
That's sad because my thing is, like, when it's little Mikey or little fucking...
I understand the parents being charged for the access that the child had, but they should not be fully charged for the action that the child did. I mean, that child is 13. If I picked up a gun and shot somebody at 13, I knew what the fuck I was doing.
But at that point, you're splitting fall hairs because if he wouldn't have access to it in the first place, if they didn't have it in there. And the reason why people are mentioning the age difference is because back in the day, people had guns in their houses like that all the time.
And again, if they
don't believe in certain things,
if they was both his age or they was both her age, it wouldn't make a fucking difference. That's where I'm coming from.
What the mindset it do? You gotta consider.
I don't really get it though, because I know a bunch of people his age, the dad's age, if that's his biological dad, that believe in the same shit.
What you mean believe in the same shit?
I mean, what's the issue about having the issue about having the gun? Like people were saying like the gun was like people who were from his age range or wouldn't necessarily, I guess, do that, is what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that.
Well, what I'm saying is, why wasn't it?
He only 61. That's what I'm saying. I understand the parents being charged for the fact that the gun was not put up in a safe place for his access to the gun. But I do not believe in them being charged for his actions with the gun. When I was 13 years old, if I picked up a gun at 13 years old and told somebody, when I get off this bus, I'm going to kill you today, I knew what I was doing at 13 years old. This boy knew what he was doing. I do not think that it's fair for the parents to be charged for the death of that child.
I get what you mean. I get.
Understand? They shouldn't have had the access they had.
But a lot of times in situations like that, I see why people are mentioning it. It's not too often that you find someone with 30 years between the male and the female where the man isn't running the fucking show when it comes to how certain things are in the house. More often than not, especially with, back in the day when they came to having stuff like that, like I keep saying, gun safes were not a thing. Like, they just weren't. And when you think about how our grandparents came from the South, in the South, their kids are shooting by the time they're 8 and 10 years old. It's normal for them to have a shotgun in the house.
But that wasn't a shotgun, it was a handgun.
Guns, period. Exactly.
Right. So he knew either way he knew better.
That don't mean that, but the exposure to it, but you not even thinking about this day and this is the reason why they're mentioning the age difference, because it's a very big difference between a 61-year-old and a 37-year-old. The gun culture for 60-year-olds versus a 30-something-year-old is very fucking different.
I get it, but I
very fucking different. So when it comes to rearing a child, in your point of view, it's going to be very skewed because one of you or both of you or none of you are in tune with what's really fucking going on.
Can I just say this?
In today's world.
The details. That's also, if I'm not mistaken, the details also mentioned the gun was in like a travel bag, so it wasn't where it normally would have been. If I'm not mistaken, when I read the details, it was in like a travel bag or a bag that was packed or something like that. It wasn't in like the household safe location, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't there.
Because why was it in the traffic way? Because even if he was traveling, well, using the plane, you still got to put it in the...
I mean, either way, that's why I also say the age difference for me, because it's 2025. I don't give a fuck about what you was raised on in 2025. You know damn well in 2025 shit not the same as it was when you was coming up as a young boy.
Nope.
Which is why I say
it's not like
you gotta
that, yo.
take accountability.
I know somebody right now that got a baby that's
you gotta
that
take
same
accountability
age with a woman that's our age, and he's the same exact way.
You got, but so you
He's
can
the
be how
same
you want to
exact
be, but
way.
that don't
It's the
negate
same
the fact that
exact
you
way.
have to take accountability. Your law is law.
They do, yeah. But I mean, I'm not to say, and then you got a man bringing it into your life, and you a woman, and you don't.
And again, I'm the same person that said I don't think the parents should be, for his access. I did say I think the parents should be held accountable, for the access, but not his action. That boy knew what the fuck he was doing.
He did, but at the same time,
But he's also depending on
how big
he's
even.
I do too, depending on how big he is. You don't know how the fuck. Even if that gun was put up somewhere safe, who's the fuck to say? He's old enough to figure that shit out too. Even if it was in a lockbox.
But it's the fact that he wouldn't have the closest access if they didn't have it. That's all I'm saying.
I get that.
It's too common right now.
I get that.
I think that he had to become
The example.
Unfortunately.
Yep,
I agree.
I think it's too common of kids having access to their parents' weapons.
But on the flip side of that, they know what they're doing and saying when they come out their mouth talking that fucking talk about I'ma kill you when I get off the bus today, because you know you got the fucking access you got. You know what the fuck you're doing. Lock his little fucking ass up.
No. He should.
They all should be
locked his fucking ass up.
They all should be locked up. Because on top of that, you know your child too. As much as people want to be in denial, you know your child. You can't predict everything that they're going to do.
To them semantics, but
you have to know something.
For him to get to the point of taking the gun, something
ensued.
The only reason why I'm not gonna get into those semantics is because some kids can be really good at hiding certain shit.
True.
They can, but at the same time,
like they could be parents who don't even talk to their kids about shit.
True,
like,
but kids misbehave. When something ain't right, kids misbehave. In general, bottom line, they misbehave. Kids misbehave when something is not right. Bottom fucking line. It could be very extreme. It could be it don't matter. You gotta nip that shit in the bud, because guess why?
And that's what I'm
they
saying.
are the most impressionable.
Parents who are not as attentive. That's what I'm saying. We don't know the dynamic of their household. Like we don't know if the kid was that bad or the parents were that negligent or careless. Either way, that motherfucker need to be locked up.
What's sad is
that little nigga.
So he didn't get locked up?
No, the kid. I'm talking about the kid.
The kid, he did.
Yeah, they all the kid and both parents. Okay. I'm just saying I don't think the parents need as harsh of a punishment as the kid. Because the kid knew what the fuck he was doing. I'm just saying. See, this is part of my reason why I got issue with having kids. In this instance, take that little motherfucker. I didn't do shit. He knew what he was doing. He went in my bag and got my stuff. I didn't do nothing.
I'll be honest with you, if I was on the other foot as a parent, that would, if I lost my kid, knock on wood. Actually, I might end up in prison because I'm the kid's parent.
The parent in this instance did say that, which is I think that was part of the reason why they went after the parents too, because they was like they should be held accountable they did say that the parents need to be held accountable too, because they tried to actually defend the child. Like that baby didn't know exactly what he was doing. Yes, the fuck he did. They said and they were actually my opposite end. Like I said, they said lock them all up, but for the opposite reason that I said, they don't feel like the child should be held completely accountable for what they did. And I'm like, that's absolutely backwards, but whatever. I don't believe that. So that we didn't banter enough on that. Anna, who is our boss of the week? We have a book stop in Trolley Tour.
Yes, Black owns. So a bookshop in the Trolley Tour. So the bookshop is Harriet's Bookshop. It's an avant-garde bookshop celebrating women authors, artists, and activists under the guiding light of Harriet Tubman. It's harrietsbookshop.com. They are located on 258 East Girard Avenue in Philly. Again, that's Harriet's, HARRIETTS_bookshop. And their website is, let's see. popping up? Oh, you can click on their link tree in their what's it called? And just click on shop books, shop merch from Philly to Paris, the newsletter. They have a documentary. It's just all kinds of cool shit, and they have even a little thing that says Oprah says. So let's just relish in the moment and celebrate Black entrepreneurs and how they push the culture forward. Again, it's an avant-garde bookshop celebrating women authors, artists, and activists under the guiding light of Harriet Tubman. HarrietBookshop.com. Well, they got some pictures with Kerry Washington. Oh, that's cute.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump into the first topic. So the irony. Oh, I thought this was interesting. So I was up scrolling, right? Because my sleep pattern been off, but it's about to be back on one. Fuck what you heard. And I saw this thread, and it was like, oh my goodness, what the heck? So basically, this person, Andrea Cleveland, made a Facebook status about how she learned from studying polyamory that, her monogamous relationship could be healthy, which is interesting to me. So let's see some of what Miss Andrea had to say. Shout out to you, Miss Andrea Cleveland. So she said, I am my own primary partner. Ooh, good one, starting off. Studying solo poly taught me to center me. Even though I'm in a monogamous relationship, I stay grounded in my own rituals, joy, and self-devotion. I don't lose myself in love. I bring my full self to it, and I expect my partner to be able to do the exact same. Cool, right? The second thing she said was autonomy is not disconnection. You can want space and closeness, okay? That duality is sacred. I don't take it personal when my partner needs alone time or time with other important people because I need it too. I get it. Yes, I may not romantically be involved with them or invested in them in a way that she's explaining about like how polyamory is kind of sort of, but she takes it to her monogamous relationship. Cool. But I get what she's saying because it's what people like, in my life, like period, like, I need to talk to this person or that person. Cool. Like that's okay. Like it's okay to have that. People that need to be around you or you want to be around them. So desire doesn't equal disloyalty. So one of the most healing things that I learned was that noticing someone else doesn't mean something's wrong. It's natural and it doesn't mean acting on it. What matters is what we choose to build and honor together. Yes, because as I love to say, and I will keep saying it to the day I expire, life is a series of choices every single waking day. So yes, love is a choice. It's a feeling, it's an emotion, but it's also a choice. Another thing she talked about, every relationship is custom built. Cool. And she talks about a little bit about like how poly folks are masters at creating their own relationships to fit their needs, not societal expectations. She talks about how it inspired her to co-create agreements in her current relationship instead of defaulting to tradition. And she wants pretty much with the idea that her relationship will look how she decides it will look to the world, which I love because that's taking onus on how you view things, how you move, and what you expect out of your partner and what you're willing to put into the relationship as a whole. Love that. Sovereignty over sacrifice. Clarity is kindness. Jealousy isn't a villain, it's a messenger. I wanted to really dive into this one. When jealousy or insecurity flares up, I ask, what am I afraid of? What do I need to feel secure? And that emotional check-in changed her whole vibe. So yeah, being real and true and honest with yourself about like, why am I feeling this way? Like, it's normal to feel jealousy, especially when you really like somebody. It's not to the point where you're saying you're willing to hurt yourself or others over that feeling, but it's to say that like you really are emotionally invested in this person and you probably feel like you're investing time and you don't want them to be elsewhere. Cool, whatever. It's not that you're stopping them from doing it. It's not that you're saying to them, oh, you can't be friends with this person because they take up too much of your time. It's more so just like, wow, I really like this person. How can I keep this connection healthy without feeling like I'm smothering them? That's how I perceived it, me personally. You could take it as something different. You can't own a person. That goes right into what I just said because don't nobody own me. Love is abundant, not scarce. Oh my God. Why did it just close out like that?
You was right there.
No, I wasn't at the end. I was almost at the end, but it just closed out. Yeah, love is abundant and not scarce. And, that was the biggest shift. She said she stopped seeing love as something that she had to cling to. She said she moves through her monogamous relationship knowing that there's enough love, joy, and connection for both of them to thrive. I love that. I think everything about that was very thoughtful, intentional, and relatable.
It was her
whole perspective. Yeah.
Initially, it was completely off.
Yeah.
Like, so I see why the first comment said they pissed her the fuck off because they thought she was going in a completely different direction
before they read it.
Her post, it was like, okay, when you got to all of this, why the fuck did your initial post say that? I'm not gonna lie, that pissed me off too.
It did piss me off because I feel like it really
different.
You can
not put me in a different mindset because it's not hard for me to flip back and forth. But it was just like, what the fuck was the point of you saying it for you to go into all this? Nothing she said was wrong in detail. Nothing she said was wrong, and it was just like
because she's just simply showing the side of monogamy. It wasn't exaggerated. She was simply showing.
To each his own, but in my opinion, I was like her post versus her detailed explanation.
It was to make people read it literally.
Yeah, and I think for me that's biased because I hate posts like that, and I think that's probably what it is. I was just like,
I don't because you're supposed to. It's the same way how we post shorts every week. It's the same fucking concept.
To me, it's almost a false advertisement, though.
It wasn't.
Like, I get it that you.
It wasn't because it's the same principles, but she
make somebody
her perspective
look at your things versus not actually discussing or doing.
Her perspective and her experiences what shaped it. To me, it made perfect sense. It was very relatable. She gave great examples. It wasn't like she didn't try to put no extra on it. It just misled you because that's what it was supposed to do.
I actually feel like
it's a specific type of marketing that draws people in to make them want to read shit. And I mean, honestly,
because everything that she discussed, I feel like at some point we discussed here on this couch, like and broken down in a different topic. She just went into supercalifragilisticexpialidocious detail about it.
No, she didn't. She went into real life, real relationships.
No, I'm not saying that she did not give you true examples. It was just
you say supercalifragilistic. That's not a real word. So
you did a whole lot to say something real simple. Basically.
She didn't. She kind of.
In my opinion,
she didn't do a lot to say something simple. No, she really just tried to bring the ideas together. I feel like the ideas I got she did.
It was very simple, and I feel like she said a whole lot to say something very simple. To me, she said all of those words and broke all of that down. I'm like, okay, I didn't need for me as a person reading it. I'm like, okay, I didn't need all of this to get to her bottom line. That's for me. That's why it was super califragilistic. It was super extra. To get to something very simple.
I don't think it was extra at all. I think she kept it real, just regular.
She didn't say nothing wrong. She just said a whole lot of extra just to say something super simple.
She didn't. It was basic shit. It's all the flowery shit that people who believe in polyamory.
There you go, right there.
Who believe in polyamory try to make it something else when it's really based on monogamy to begin with.
When you said
that's the whole crux of the conversation. That's why it's funny to me. We're sitting here having this conversation right now about this, and it's literally the crux of what monogamy is. But people be so hell bent on being different and decent and to the left, and I believe this and I believe that. So she had to kind of bring it back to the regular. It's not as far fetched as you think. It could definitely apply to how you feel in monogamy.
We're not disagreeing. We're saying
I'm not saying that you're disagreeing.
What she's saying,
I'm making a difference between the two. I'm making the difference between the two. Her approach was what it needed to be because it's just like I want you to see how similar it was. That was the fucking point. She didn't want to stray from the fucking point. Sometimes
I don't feel like it was necessary.
Sometimes you got to.
Again, for some people you may have. Again, that's why I specifically said for a person like me,
because there's people out there who feel like it's so different that people because again, for someone who doesn't practice that. To them, it may seem like it's an idea that's so far fucking fetched that they like, it's such a different lifestyle, and it is it is. It's what you make it, but those same principles can be applied to monogamy.
I'm not.
That's just what it is.
That's what she was just. That's the idea. We're saying the same thing. I'm just saying her approach. I didn't. Again, a personality like mine. Some people may need all of what she did. When you said all the flowery effects, you hit it right on the nose because that's exactly what I was saying. I don't think it was meant for people. Like I didn't never took it from me. I took it for just to
bring two topics together because there is this because there's a big conversation around. There's a big conversation. No, I'm just saying the conversation. If you ever think about or look at how people talk about polyamory versus monogamy, it's kind of like I'm right and you're wrong kind of situation, which I see. All right, cool, whatever. People gonna have their feelings. But in all actuality, I feel like she was trying to I don't think she was trying to conflate, but at the same time, I think she was just trying to make a comparison so people could see. Like more so a Venn diagram.
I think you're thinking
I'm not saying it directly to you. I'm just saying in general. I don't think it was for people like us. I think it was more so I brought it to the topic. I didn't bring it here for you to sit there and say and shut it down and say, I don't think it was for me.
I wasn't trying to shut it down.
I'm just saying it was more so to bring it to the topic of a conversation, whereas it's just like, okay, cool. When these topics are discussed, because we hear it all the time, when people talk about this kind of lifestyle and love and relationships, it's always, this is so far left. And monogamy is all the way over here. And it's something, something completely different. It's just like, it's just like, okay, all right, y'all want to say it's just like this, but y'all be confused like we do too at the end of the day. We do all this shit and y'all still be the fuck confused like us. Y'all think y'all so sure y'all want to date this person, that person, this person. And we all doing the same shit at the end of the day because you want this from this person, you want that from that person, you want this. I think she was just bringing it to us just like, these are the elements, this is what we want. You might get it from different people and not just get it from one person. I think she was just trying to tie it together in that aspect. And that's just what she was just trying to do. That's all I was saying.
I agree with that. I said that 5 minutes ago. I agree with that. Nothing she said was wrong.
I never said that she said it was wrong.
And I wasn't shutting it down. I was just representing people like me because, again, to each his own. For some people, all of the detail that she explained to compare the two, again, not to conflate, may not have necessarily been needed. That's all.
No, it was. I think so. Because I hear a lot of people who talk about this shit who think it's so different when it's really not. Especially people who champion that lifestyle. If I go back and listen to some content that I love and I love dearly, it's just like, oh no, this is so different. When I'm thinking like, you think you're so different, but you really not. You're really still upset at the same shit. You're really still worrying about the same shit.
Which is why I'm not negating that. Oh, again,
you just get it from different people, and you're even more confused than me.
I just want y'all to know she's not talking to me. She's thinking about the
I am, because that's why it made me laugh, because it was like, yo, like I really wish that people would just sit down, even people who are involved and have a conversation.
You say like I'm confused. That's not.
I'm just like, I don't do this, I don't do that.
I'm just speaking specifically about how she relates
to my life like that, but it's like the same rules apply then. So what do you really want to be? I don't know. Do you really, or do you? I don't know. You're still mad. You're still jealous. They're still cheating in your relationship.
In both relationships.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Which is why I agree.
I just be listening. Which is
why I agree with what she said. That I was just like, oh, I'm the kind of person like, again, I hear what you said. I just didn't need all of it.
I just think it was an original idea, and I'm glad that she did it.
And I agree with that. That's not me taking away from how.
All of what then? All of what?
Her
explain all of what?
Because she went through like.
Because you gotta when you make a statement like. Because when you make a statement like that, guess what?
I thought the way she explained it to them, I'm like, okay, you said all of that.
You gotta have backup, because if you don't, then people won't come for you.
Sometimes you do have to have. I ain't gonna say sometimes. You do have to have examples. I just feel like. She's doing a lot of what we're doing now, saying the same thing over and over again.
She's not saying the same thing over and over again. She really hit on different things.
That's how I read it. And to each his own. That's how I read it.
Read it again, friend. Read it again.
I don't need to, because that's how I read it. Just because I didn't read it how you did, that's why we to each his own. Because I didn't read it how you did don't mean that I'm wrong. And don't mean that I misinterpreted it either.
All right.
To each his own. It's because I don't say it like you.
To explain, I'm wrong. I don't know how you explain how something is similar without saying some of the same shit. I don't know how you do that. Now, when you figure that out, you gonna be the realest nigga alive.
She said a whole lot to say something.
Because I feel like I don't know what else you want her to say. Something so simple, but it's not, because people still they think they again. If you listen to the same content, I think.
When I say something so simple, I'm literally talking about how she detailed each point. I'm not talking about.
So if you want to detail it, how would you have detailed it?
I don't give a fuck enough to. That's why I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
She would cheat. That's I don't
I'm just like, what else would she say about that?
Because
we
would literally talk about me having to go through and break down all of that. I'm not going through and go through each topic and see how I would break down. She cared enough about it.
Yeah,
to break
all
it down
that.
The
but
way
so
she
simple.
did.
That doesn't equate the same thing. It's either simple or it's not. It's either simple or it's
thinking
not.
about it two different ways.
We're not. You said it's simple, but then you said it's not simple. So it's either simple or it's not.
Because you was yelling at me at this point.
It's either simple or it's not. No, I'm not trying to yell at you. It's either simple or it's not.
I'm not telling you what you're trying to do. I'm telling you what you are doing.
All right, cool. But it's either simple or it's not. So it's simple or it's not. So it's either simple or it's not. Is it detailed or not?
I'm talking about the simple statement in her post. I'm like, okay, that was a very blanket statement.
You're still stuck on the statement in the beginning.
No, I'm not.
It did its job. So basically, what she wrote did its job.
You're not letting me finish, but let's go ahead and say
it did its job.
This is far more elongating itself than it needs to be.
It did its job. It did its job. That's all I need to know.
I didn't even get my point across, but this is far because it's
go ahead. It did its job. I just felt like it did its job. I don't know. I just wanted to know like what she was
asking me a question and I was trying to answer it and again.
I just want to know what she supposed
way
to
over
say.
time for this topic.
What was she supposed to say? I don't know.
She said what she wanted to say.
Right.
So I was just letting you know I wasn't shutting. You felt like I was negating or shutting down the topic, and that's not what I was doing.
It felt like that.
And that's why I told you that's not what I was doing. I told you.
Y'all let us know in the comments what it felt like. I don't know, because it was simple and then it wasn't not simple.
It felt like an argument for the last 15 minutes, so we can go ahead and cut this out.
It's not an argument.
It really was.
I'm not arguing. I'm not upset. I'm just saying.
It really was. It was a yelling spat for the last 10 minutes.
All right, cool. But I'm not upset. I just wanted to know if it was simple or not. That's all.
I didn't get the chance to finish that, but again, we're off of that.
Let me see.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I don't care that
I'm just asking because you can't say something is too simple and then say it's not simple and then say all of that.
That's why I said we off of it.
Yeah, I did because it just sounded like bullshit.
But if you don't let me finish, you keep cutting me off. You won't hear what of course it's gonna sound like bullshit if you keep cutting me off.
It just sounded like. Listen, I don't know. It just sounded like bullshit. Anyway,
to each his own.
All right. So let me see. Let me say. Ooh, he like taking the shit. Never mind. We can jump into the reality check since we spent too much time on that. So let's talk about
that was the last one anyway.
It wasn't. It was another topic.
It was?
Yes, I skipped it. Oh wait.
I was sure it was.
Let me click on this.
Well, you can skip that.
My shit is not. It's not turning up.
Say anything before you do anything. Run your words through this filter. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it timely? Is it true? If it's not true, don't say it. There are many people speaking assumptions like they are facts. If you don't know the whole story, shut up. Wait until you find out the whole story. Then ask this question. Is it kind? If it's true, then it's not kind. You have to check your heart. Truth without grace is harsh, but grace without truth is weak. And some of us, we pride ourselves on keeping it real. Well, it's true, I gotta tell them. They need to know. I'm keeping it real. You're keeping it real rude and real reckless and real relationally irresponsible. That's not wisdom, that's immaturity. Is it necessary? If it's not necessary, let it go. Not every thought needs a microphone. Not everything that comes to your mind actually needs to come out of your mouth. Is it timely? Just because something is true doesn't mean it's timely. Even the right words in the wrong moment can be destructive.
Amen, brother. And that is
my mom used to tell me that.
For y'all to think about, and I am finding that is very true. Especially for people who can't take criticism, like not even just criticism, like people who just can't take certain things. Sometimes it can be true, it could be all of the above, but if it ain't the time for you to say that, it really can be destructive in that moment. It can be. it could tear them down instead of building them up. So yeah, maybe sometimes, even though it was true, even though it was necessary for you to say, it just may not be the time for you to say it. Might as well just keep it to yourself. Sometimes time just shows people shit, and you ain't got to say nothing. You could have been thinking it for the past 13 and a half years. Or maybe you was thinking it just all day, and some shit just happened at the end of the day. But, either way, I feel what he's saying. It's a process. Like, really think about your response. It just teaches people to really think about how they respond to certain shit instead of just flying off the handle and saying, you know what, this is how I feel in this moment. Fuck this. Oh, fucking well. Cool. You may feel that way, and that's okay to feel that way, but take that shit, shove it up your ass, and don't say nothing before you say the wrong shit. Because just like you said, it could be destructive in that moment. I'd rather not say shit than say the wrong shit. Me personally, that's just how I live my life. I'll think it, but I won't say it in that moment. Cool. Because not everybody can take it. And I see, and the Bible says, if you a believer, life and death, right here in the language of the tongue. Just be careful how you do it. Amen, brother. Amen.
I do agree with that, and that's true. Sometimes just on the opposite, some people do draw things towards themselves, and it's just like you cause people to react to you this way or say things to you this way, and now you're playing victim towards it. So those situations aren't beneficial to nobody. The person who is receiving it and the person who is the victim. Yeah. So it definitely can. It can go both ways, and there's other layers to it than that. But again, just basically on the flip side, yeah.
So is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it timely? So the next time somebody.
But sometimes it can just be accidental. But sometimes you don't have the time to consider all of that.
You don't. And if I feel like I'm rushing to even think about a response, I won't say anything. You won't say nothing. I just shut the fuck up in that moment, because I'm just like, if I gotta think too hard,
like that at work.
If I gotta think too hard about what I'm about to say, especially if it's a yes or no question, and I know I got more to say than yes or no, then be the real times I'll be like, you know what, this ain't yes or no for me.
I process that very differently. I end up just not saying shit at all.
Yeah, me too. That's what I just said. Yeah, I just don't say nothing because it's like I'm thinking too hard about this right now, and they ask me a yes or no question. So
even if you ask me again, and
even though no response is a response in my head too, because I gotta be real with myself about how I perceive the world too. Like, all right, they ain't say shit, so that means okay, cool. It's no response, Just keeping it a bean. And I mean, I won't. And then sometimes I just save myself and give myself grace with it. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm giving.
I feel like I give people more grace than they give me. So low key, I don't know. It depends on, again, how I feel at the moment.
Yep. What's going on in the countries? In the street.
In my mind. Fuck the country.
There too. Ciao.
Don't be outside my brain, cause
yeah.
You won't be in the way.
So yeah, so is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it timely? Ask yourself those questions. Thank you for joining us for another week. Happy to be here with you. Happy to know you. Happy to have you. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Bring all your people here, and we will see y'all next week.
And happy Whiskey Day. Take a shot for the day. Thank you.
And just so y'all prepare yourself for Memorial Day, we will not be here. Thank you. One more episode. Goodbye.
Bye.